is October 16th. I got off early tonight, which doesn't happen very often. But I left work at 3:30 and came home, shot my bow real quick, and then ran out here real quick. So it's like 5:15 probably or so now. We'll see what happens tonight. I'll keep you guys updated. Hopefully we see some deer movement. I already saw deer on the way home. And that was at 3:45, I think, that I was seeing those deer. So there's no telling how soon the deer might have gotten up that were bedded back in here. They may already be out of here. Hopefully they'll come out of the corn or something. We'll see them tonight. The corn's still here, so that hasn't been cut yet. And the scrape, there's a little scrape down here by my camera. And it looks like it's been hit again, so that's a decent sign too. We'll see what happens. We're losing light fast. That's kind of what happens in this spot. It's only like 8 minutes after sunset, but this spot gets very dark very quick because of the amount of leaves and canopy cover and stuff like that, especially this time of year. And it's overcast today, so kind of a double whammy. I'm probably going to stay here for a little longer, but I figured I'd do my wrap up right now. Nothing else came back out, which isn't really that surprising on a small property with, that close to the bedding, within 200 yards of the bedding, and a deer blowing like that. It's pretty hard to convince yourself that something else will come out of there. But I've seen it before. We're getting closer. We saw deer, so that's a start. It only goes up from here. So we'll see how it goes for the rest of the season. was pretty cool. That buck, he came in chasing a doe. I don't know if I ever got the doe on video. I had the camera recording. I think you can hear her run off. But she basically came to like 40 yards in front of the tree and stopped because my wind is swirling. I think she got a little nervous, but then she just turned and ran the other direction, and he never followed her. So he came down here to the tree right where she was at, and then turned and went across the creek. And I thought he was gone, and I started to do this interview. And then he was coming. I heard him coming back, and he come back across the creek and stood here. I mean, he's like 6 yards from the tree when he was standing there. He may have went out into the corn. He may still be right there behind that big tree. I'm not really sure. But it's actually really cool. When he got closer, I realized that deer is like 0.012% piebald, but that's still more piebald than any other deer I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, he is. He's out here in the corn feeding. I can see him right now. But I don't know. Had I seen that before, I may have shot him when he was right here, just because I'm not sure I'll ever see a deer like that in my life again. But he's a little small. I mean, he's just a little 1.5 year old deer. But that was really, really cool. I can't believe that he's got that little patch of piebald on him. That was awesome. So hopefully we'll get something like that to happen, but with a deer that's a little bigger. It's 4:40, November 13th. I just made it out here, but I had to work today, and the schedule was light enough that I could kind of dip out of there a little early. I left there at 3:30, got home at 4 and threw my stuff on, and then basically ran out here. It's a little warm. We're having some, like, I would almost compare it to good turkey season weather. It's like low 30s in the mornings, and then it gets up to 64, 65 during the day for some reason. I ran out here to this spot that we'd been hunting. We had the little piebald buck come through the other day, and hopefully we'll see one of his bigger brothers or something this afternoon. I've only got about an hour until sunset, so it's going to be like a 90-minute sit, but it's going to be the good 90 minutes. So hopefully we can have something move through here. We got him, guys. Oh my god, we drilled him. We drilled him. He's not gonna make it out of the woods. Come on, go down, buddy. Go down. Go down. He's crashing, baby. He's crashing. He's crashing. He's crashing. lost sight of him. I'm gonna sit here for 15 minutes. I'm gonna back out. Oh my God, yes. Yes. It's a really, really nice 3-year-old deer, I'm pretty sure. I'm almost positive he's dead right there. I'm not recording. I just shot a buck. Hopefully I hit the button in panic after I killed him. But I'm most positive I heard him crash. I'm gonna try to see if I got any footage. I think I'm gonna back out of here, go back to the house, calm myself down, and then go. I can see my arrow right here. I shot him at 12 yards. I mean, right through the shoulders. Should be heart shot, punched him. He's dead. But I've had a really, really rough time. It's been 6 years since I've killed a deer, and I've archery hunted for 9, and I've never had that happen before. I know I got him on video out there in the cornfield. What happened? I ended up rolling the can. I didn't have my grunt call, but I just rolled the can lightly just to see if he would come in. And like I said, it's a younger deer, but it's been forever since I shot a deer, and we need the meat. Oh, I cannot believe that just happened. I mean, he took off like a shot. The arrow went through both shoulders. 100% heart shot. But I'm still gonna back out. I'm gonna give him half hour, and then get back in here and try to get him gutted and get him out of here. I'm on call tonight. I've only been out, it's been an hour. This was an hour hunt. It's 5:15. So I'm gonna hope I got something on shot for you guys. Let's see if the GoPro. Okay, yeah, the GoPro was recording. So he should be, the shot is on GoPro. I'm just gonna back out of here. I think I'm gonna call my dad and talk to him. And then I'm gonna go home, talk to my mom. I'm just gonna leave the arrow right there. That way I can see and start where the blood is. And I think he's dead up here in the corner. Right up in there somewhere. I think he's dead up there. That was the last spot I saw. Oh, I needed that so bad. And gun season starts this weekend. I was thinking it was gonna be gun season. I almost didn't leave work. I almost just stayed, and I was like, you know what? No. I had a big buck walk past my stand last year on November 13th, and I was sitting in this stand, and I should have been at home. And this year I came here, and it worked out. So I'm gonna talk to my dad, and I'll try to get you guys in on my recovery later, okay? Yeah. I hope the mic can hear me from here, but I'm kind of doing a lazy little interview from the back of the truck here. It's Wednesday, it's November 15th. So it's been 2 days since I killed him. It was just me and my mom, and honestly, I kind of spaced bringing the camera out for the recovery and the blood trail and doing an interview in the woods. I was so focused on making sure we found the deer and getting him gutted and out of the woods in a relatively fair amount of time. I didn't even stop to do an interview, but he only ended up going about 70 yards. The blood trail wasn't like awesome, but the arrow did go through the front shoulder and then exited just like it went through. Basically, it went through the right side of that front shoulder and then exited right out the left side of the backside shoulder. So I didn't do a whole lot of investigation. I mean, I know his lungs were torn up and he bled internally a ton, but I don't think I actually got his heart. I think I hit lungs and then probably cut pulmonary artery on its way through the lungs there at the top. I don't think it was low enough to hit his heart. His heart felt pretty intact when I was gutting him. Just when I ran across it, I just kind of gave it a squeeze and it felt like it was pretty full. It didn't feel deflated or like it had any lacerations in it, but he
he only went 70 yards. He fell exactly where I said he fell. I just played it safe, first bow kill and all that. I just didn't want to screw something up. I probably could have sat there in the stand for 10 minutes and then just went right down there and got him, because I'm sure he died when I heard him fall over. But I wanted to come back and look at the GoPro footage, which is decent. It needed to be like another ½ inch to the left on my head. It was a little centered, and the bowstring and the body of the bow kind of blocks his head and the arrow flight, but you can catch the arrow, and we'll see. I don't know what TJ will be able to do with it as far as slowing it down, if that'll help the arrow flight at all, but you can kind of catch a glimpse of the blue knock, because I do shoot lighted knocks, and you can kind of catch a glimpse of it on the way through. This is my first bow buck. I am more than pleased with him. I can't decide if he's a 3-year-old or a 2-year-old. His body size is more 2-year-old, but his rack size is more 3-year-old. So it could be a late 3-year-old, a fawn that was born in June, or he could be a fawn that was born in mid-May. That's a 2-year-old. It's one of those things, you never know. What I do know is that he will not be putting any more years on his age. So I'm more than pleased. I have no questions about doing it again. I would shoot him again if he came walking in like that, especially at 12 yards. Roughly, I never really ranged it, but he was close, I can tell you that. I'm new to this whole self-filming thing. It's not an easy thing to do. And I just kind of set the camera up. I had to set up on the left because I thought he was going to come that way. That's what the last 4 or 5 bucks that I had seen there had done, but they have like 4 scrapes right there around the tree, and he chose to come to the one that was on camera. I do have him on camera messing with that licking branch. They're not really working the scrapes, but they are checking the branches, like they're communicating that way. So I do have him on camera doing that. And he went to the right there, so I just moved the camera real quick, and I just didn't zoom it out or move it far enough to the right to actually have killed him there, to kill him on camera. But that's why I wear the GoPro. That way I have something to show, because I'm just not good enough, especially in that spot. I have a lot of cover right there in the front, and then I don't have a lot of cover anymore, and there's nothing I can do to adjust the camera and draw. Where I drew was my last chance to draw safely without him catching me at that distance, and keeping him calm for the shot. Which, not that it matters, he's not going to jump my string at 12 yards anyway, but I'd rather him be calm when I shoot him than be any kind of nervous at all, just to prevent him from doing anything funky. So I kind of abandoned the camera, but I made the decision to use the GoPro and rely on the GoPro in order to get the deer down, and that's where we're at here. So I'm pleased with the footage, especially for the first one. I have no complaints about that. And I just don't know what to do now because I'm not gun hunting. It's weird. So we'll be sitting with TJ opening morning, trying to get him on a big Indiana buck. There's some big deer down there, and there's some big deer up here too. Just a matter of getting them in front of you. We'll see what happens with him. Hopefully in the 4 or 5 days that he's down here, he can put a tag on a nice one.